Hello, this is Tommy from Harness Technologies with my third video tutorial. My third video tutorial is going to be on Microsoft Outlook 2010, specifically creating rules. Now creating rules falls under the organization category, I guess, of Outlook in your emails. The first tutorial I did was also under organization, but that was conditional formatting, which is very similar, but conditional formatting manipulates the view settings, I guess, of how the emails look in your inbox, whereas creating rules, I guess, kind of organizes where those emails are in your email. Basically, yeah. So, let's just jump right into it. So let's go to my screen here, and let's open up Outlook 2010. If yours opens up faster than me, then you're a really fast computer. Now, when you're in your inbox, basically, one way I use rules is, say I get a lot of emails from a bunch of different companies, and you don't want them all just to be sitting in your inbox. You want to kind of organize all your emails by folders with all emails from one company in one folder, another company in another folder, so you can easily target the emails from a specific company. So I guess the first thing we got to do is create a folder. So how you do that in Outlook is, one way is you just right click on Inbox, which is where we want the folder to be under, and choose New Folder. Now we're going to give it a name. So we're choosing Inbox, and we're going to go, the company we're going to do today is KFA. You hit Enter. Now a new folder called KFA is showed up inside of my inbox. It's underneath. So if I collapse it, it's gone. There it is again. So what I want to do is, any email that comes from KFA, I want to go inside this folder. But I also want all the emails that are currently in my inbox to someone to scan through them and move them over that folder. Doing it manually would be kind of silly when you can do a lot of these things automatic. So one way to bring up the rules menu is you can right click on a actual email from the company you want to make a rule, which you go here and you hit create rule, or you can choose up here the rules option. But we're going to just go right here. It's a little easier. It kind of fills some stuff in. So when you choose that, it should bring up the rules wizard. Now inside the rules wizard is where you kind of set the I guess the rules of what it's looking for. So if I checked off from helpdesk@kfalaw.com, there would only be emails from that one person. I want all of kfalaw.com, so I don't want to do that one. Well, I can, but I'll edit it. You could also do instead by subject contains. Now that could be from many different companies, just as long as the subject contains that. Now you can make it so when you get an email from your boss, you play a sound, like a notification or a song or something, to help you, if you're not at your computer, to hear that you got an email from someone. You can set this up in the temporary if you're really expecting one and you don't want to sit at your computer, hit send, receive, send, receive, send, receive. You can choose play a sound, and then if or a song, and then you choose the sound you want, like a song, and then or just any .wav, or just the default. And then when you just work and do whatever you're doing, you get the email, comes in, bam, it's going to play your sound if you set the rules correctly. So, but I'm going to choose from, and do the following is the action. But instead of playing sound, I want to move to the folder, and I'm going to choose Inbox, and I'm going to choose KFA, and hit OK. Now you can hit. Now you're going to hit Advanced Options, and this will bring you through the rest of the wizard here. And this rule I've checked off, which is from helpdesk@kfa-law.com, is what I want to edit. I don't want from @kfalaw.com. You can change this by clicking on it down there and type in what you want. So I can just type in kfa-law.com, just from kfalaw.com. Okay. Now it's going to give me no suggestion. Just hit cancel, because yeah, I know that's not an actual email address or person, but it still follows that rule. So move to the KFA folder. Hit next. Now stop processing more rules. I guess you can uncheck that or leave it. That should actually work, but shouldn't be a big deal. And move to the specified folder. Now, you can also do many other things. You can assign it to a category. You can forward it to people. Then again, all emails sent from this person will forward it. You can do a lot of even more advanced things. You could launch an application. So say you got an email from FedEx. You could technically, with the tracking number, you could technically, every time you got one from them or someone, you'd be able to launch an Internet Explorer with that website loading automatically. So you'd be able to just plug the tracking number right into it automatically. It would just know. You'd get back, you see your computer, and FedEx would be open up, and you got an email from them. But anyways, we're going to do move to a specified folder, and we're going to hit next. Accept. So here's your accept rules. Accept where you can choose any of these. They all pretty much make sense, but like accept if I received it in a certain date period, from 2 years ago. I don't want to touch those for some reason. But never mind, just hit next and give the rule a name. So KFA emails. Now this is where run this rule now on messages already inbox you want to check off. That's going to do it now, and turn this rule on. So you hit finish, and it's running. It's literally going through my email, and you'll see these emails probably disappear any second now. Gone. Now what it did is it took all emails from @kfalaw.com and it moved them into here. So anyone who sends me an email from there, it's going to show up in my inbox. So that's really handy. Now the next rule we're going to do is now say you work for wherever you work, and they're really strict on you always cleaning out your mailbox, and they say, hey, you have too much stuff in your mail. What you could do is you could have easily, instead of identifying, out of all these emails, where the big ones are, you could, to clean up, because small emails, actually, one small email without an attachment is basically, if you delete a bunch of those, you'd have to delete like tens of thousands sometimes, even more, hundreds of thousands, in order to free up as much space as one email containing an attachment. So what we can do to easily do this is we can go over to here, we can go here, create a new folder, and emails with attachments. Bam. Now we go to our inbox, we find an email, and we just go up here, go to rules, create a rule. Now, sent to me. We can edit that. Move items to emails with attachments. Advanced options. So, we can do where my name is in the to box, where my name is in the CC box. Now that becomes an and. So, which has an attachment. Yeah. Anything else? Actually, let's get rid of all these. I don't want to be in the toolbox. Just which has an attachment. Because then if I got something in the CC, it wouldn't be there too. If you check off both, it said and. So it would have to be both rules to everything in here is and basically, not and or. So if you check off 5 of these, like all 5 of those rules have to be real, true, in order for the effect to take place, the to do. So which has an attachment. So move emails with attachments to folder. That's pretty much it. And stop processing more rules. Sure. Move it to the folder. And that's pretty much it. And you could do more things like in there, and then you hit next. And you can put accept. Accept. I don't really see a situation. I want all attachments. So hit next. Run this rule now. Attachments, and you hit finish. Now all emails in my inbox with attachments are going over there. So pretty much all other email, any email that doesn't have an attachment, you pretty much never asked for cleanup or anything in terms of like your mailbox size. But emails with attachments sure can add up if you've been working somewhere for a while and you send a lot of PDFs and stuff. They can really add up. So if I go to emails with attachments, all these emails have an attachment on it. Attachment, basically, even they can be really small attachments because these have images, which are considered attachments, which is why they're coming up. But yeah, these are all my attachments. So these emails generally are larger in size than my other emails. So you also can do rules. Instead of attachments, you can do a rule where none of that. Choose advanced options, which is a size and a specific range. Let's choose that. So at least this is even better, than the attachments, because some attachments are really small, like those ones. So we can make this even better. Let's go to rules, and this is where you can manage your rules right here. So manage rules and alerts. Let's remove my attachment rule. Okay, now let's go to emails with attachments. And let's highlight all. And let's bring them back to my inbox. And we can name this folder with big attachments. See if I have any. So go to inbox. We're going to go to rules. Create a rule. So we're going to leave all this blank. And move items to the folder, and then that folder, and then go to advanced options, size and a specific range. So I can describe this. So in a specific range, you choose this, at least kilobytes. So a big email, in terms of kilobytes, is anything over, I'd say, 4,000 megabytes, 4 megabytes, which is 4,000 at most. Just put infinite there. This is the biggest number you put in. Now, any email that's at least 4 megabytes, which starts to be big at that size. The emails can be basically only. Let's actually make that smaller. Let's make it 2,000. That's 2 megabytes. Emails can only generally be around 10 to 15 megabytes, depending on your rules. So 2, it's pretty big. We can just check that off. I don't like that. Move to the specified folder, and let's hit next. No exceptions. We want all, and run this rule and turn it on. So you could just do rules to help clean up and keep them off. But let's see if this grabs any. Let's see if I have any big emails. Doesn't look like it, but and emails with big attachments. I actually have no emails, as you can see if I click size, that fall under the 2 megabyte rule. I have one that's 1 megabyte. So if I were to quickly manage rules, go here, change rule, edit rule settings. There. Let's change this to 900. Hit next. Run this rule now. That one email, which has conditional formatting from my boss to be read, is going to be in emails with big attachments. But now it's not read because it's not in my inbox, so it's not following the conditional formatting. That's it. That's Rules 101. That is how to create a Outlook rule to manage your emails. So I hope that helped. If you haven't seen our first video tutorial on conditional formatting, please check that out as well. It's pretty good. They go hand in hand really well. If you utilize those two features, you'll probably be the most organized person in Outlook there is. Stay tuned. We plan on having more Microsoft Outlook 2010 tutorials, like Back Me Up and such things. So stay tuned. We'll have more of those posted. Please subscribe and like this video and comment if you like, or if you have any requests. Thank you.